Boy, howdy. This is Shane Emerst here, coming at you from the 2018 open beta of VRChat. Seriously, big things are coming this month, like snow, which is why I'm here at a sunny beach, because screw that, I'm not going to go outside right now, all right? Totally new version of Unity, dynamically allocated distance-based IK, whatever that means, you'll find out, and a bunch of other cool things, but I'm going to save that for another video. This video is all about Udon. And then I lose some people, right? Like, what is Udon and what does a thick Japanese noodle have to do with VRChat? And if you didn't watch my video with Owlboy, Flashfire, and Strong Bad live commenting on the dev stream, which is up here, which is up there from a few months ago, don't want to lose you yet, so don't click on that yet. In long and short, the devs talked at a very high level about the concept of a coding language for worlds called Udon, and how they'd have a beta or whatever available by the end of the year. So now we're, here at the end of the year, and they finally squeezed a beta release through their alpha testers that now everybody can test, aka you, aka me, aka that guy down there. Everybody can test it. And all you need to do is sign up. So what I'm going to do here is talk a little bit about Udon, especially the what's, like what it is, and then I'm going to go very lightly into the hows, okay? Udon is still very not done, but that's not stopping many smart people, including yourself, not me, from doing deep dives into what kind of power we have to develop in it, right? Like Udon is a super powerful system, and I'm going to go over a little bit of what you can do. What I say here is not inclusive of everything. You can do stupid amounts of stuff with Udon, okay? We're not going to get that deep into the coding aspect. Let's get it into the how to set it up, where to get help, and stuff like that. And if you think of Udon and you think of like coding and you're like, oh, I freaking hate coding. Yeah, code is daunting. I get it. I hate it too. Coding sucks. C++, Java, C#, LUA, freaking forget about it. Disgusting. And obviously your eyes are glazing over already, but let me tell you, and this is important, I hope this brings the glaze right off your eyes, that Udon is utilizing this kind of coding called node graphs, which is something a total newbie can learn. In fact, elementary school kids right now, like maybe not right now, but after their Christmas break is over, they're learning node graphing at like 6 years old. So if they can do it, surely you can do it, surely I can do it. You don't need to have extensive history in, coding Fortran or whatever. Udon is a world-only, aka you can't use it on avatars, programming language made by VRChat, which focuses on essentially visual programming using boxes or nodes with a little bit of input and a little bit of output. Essentially, you just make a big old string of all these inputs and outputs, and you create a system. And the system is what happens in game. So say this input comes in, right? The box processes this, and then it goes out to the next box for more processing or displaying or whatever. So a simple example would be like a color box, okay? So we have a color box, and it's the color red. And something comes in through the input noodle. VRChat is really cheesy. The input noodle, let's say it's a text variable, right? And it says, welcome to Udon, okay? So the box slaps this red color on that text and then pushes it out the output noodle to process it somewhere else. You can get real complex, because this is a very simple example. You can get like super complex with Udon. Far more complex than the current triggers and actions chaos that we have, right? While being able to maintain something which is actually really important, especially when you're coding, and that's readability of your code. At the end of the day, you can follow this spaghetti code, oh, that was awful, from beginning to end through a simple interface without digging through the SDK drop-down menus. And people right now understand who have been using the trigger system for a really long time, just how hard it is when you're like, there's a bug. This is supposed to happen and it's not happening. How the heck am I going to go through all these triggers to find out what is going on? Udon makes that issue solvable. And if you wanted to, you could go even further and, replicate everything that triggers and actions can do with Udon, so you don't have to touch triggers and actions ever again. But there's even more than that, because you don't have to rely on the triggers and actions that VRChat gives you. You can create your own triggers or actions, or sync variables with other variables, or interact with scenes, or interact with players, or create artificial gravity if you wanted to, or create swords that do damage to players without a complex pile of triggers. Or you could design your own game. you could do a lot. And it's not just me saying this. You can see examples of this right now. So it can do all these cool things, and it's already making your life easier when you're developing a world. But not only that, but Udon can run in VRChat as well as in Unity, so you can do all of your testing and debugging without ever touching VRChat. You don't have to start it up. You don't have to compile the whole. Well, you have to compile the whole thing, but you don't have to start up VRChat, get in it, waggle around, maybe put your gloves on, or maybe put your knuckles on. You can just run it, play with it in Unity, and then when you're ready for people to actually test it, that's when you can put it into VRChat. Really cool. If you want to make this sound even more ridiculous, let's get a little bit technical. So like Udon runs on this virtual machine kind of sandbox environment where it runs its own like assembly code. Like effectively assembly code's a low level language, like instead of saying 011 it says like int5 or something really, really low that most people don't bother even trying to understand, including me sometimes. I can understand a little bit, but anyway, you can see the assembly code within Unity. So like if you really, really wanted to, with a little bit of work, you could write that assembly code instead of using the node graph system. I don't know who'd want to do that, but if you're one of those programmers who understands, the basics of assembly code, they both do the same thing in just a different interface, which is cool. You couldn't code for VRChat before, and now you can code, you can node graph from easy mode to hard mode. You could do whatever. I'm not going to say you could do whatever you want, but VRChat has really smart people, like developers making the big worlds, working on this, trying to see where the limitations are. VRChat is where we've entered a new level for VRChat, and I'm actually really excited about it because VRChat's never going to be the same. So make sure you hit up the open beta info channel on VRChat's Discord to get into the 2018 beta branch, and I'll pop a QR code on the screen. Let's do it over here, to get into that Discord, the VRChat Discord, in case you're not in it. And then you can go over here for my Discord if you wanted it. Essentially, people like yourself who watch my videos, who either have questions or are super smart and can answer things. We're all learning about Udon together right now, so make sure you jump into my Discord and check it out. Just for a minute, just to see if you're gonna connect. I don't know, but anyway, once you're in the VRChat Discord, then you can start coding in Udon by grabbing the latest beta SDK and the current long-term servicing, or LTS, build of Unity, which is 2018.4.13.f1. Installing this stuff is mad easy, especially if you were, following my Creating an Avatar Zero to Hero series. It's up in that side. Goodness. All you got to do is open up the Unity hub that you installed, click install, and choose 2018.4.13.f1 and include Android support. So you can do things like destroying your body and just be a floating head to the Quest users or whatever. Don't forget to install the beta SDK after you upgrade to 2018. And wait a second. If you're kind of using me as background noise, then I'm glad you're so soothed, but this is where you need to listen, okay? Make a copy of your project file. Make a copy of your project file. Super important. If you don't have backups of your project file, now's the time to make it. And let me explain why. When you're going from 2017 Unity to 2018 Unity, this is a big jump. This is a major revision jump. If you don't create a copy and your stuff doesn't import right, you're in big trouble. Like if it doesn't import right, your project is broken and you're totally boned. Anything that has .unity in it won't load properly. Your FBX files might be screwed up. It could be really, really bad. So don't take the chance on a one-off from 2017 to 2018. Make a copy. I don't care if you don't have enough room on your computer, delete some games, because losing your work may take hours or days of your time to recreate. And what's more important, reinstalling some games overnight or literally rebuilding all your projects? Have a proper backup. Use Google Drive, use Dropbox, use an external drive. It doesn't matter. Just be very, very careful with your work because your work is valuable. I think your work is valuable, so make a copy. So anyway, I want you to get into Discord. I want you to download Udon. I want you to download the new version of Unity. I want you to build stuff and I want to see it. Send me it. Put it in the comments. I want to see your stuff. I want you to use the hashtag made with Udon on Twitter because it comes into my Discord and I see your work. So I'm really super excited to see what people are going to do with this because I am freaking pumped. Like I said earlier, this is going to take VRChat to the next level, and I'm super excited about it. And it would be great if you're part of the discussion. Join my Discord and hit the subscribe button, please, for all the latest in VRChat development. This is Shane Immersed here, and thank you so much for your time. We will see you in-game in your Udon world, and I will check it out, and I will criticize the heck out of you. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Just going to jump down from here. See ya.